In 1967, a World War II veteran was minding his business, looking at rocks in the Canadian countryside, when he encountered a UFO that left him burned and ill. Reluctant to tell his story, Stefan Michalak finally spoke to the press, which opened up a flurry of investigations from the media, the RCMP, and the government. Today, we tell Stefan's story and give our thoughts on one of the more unusual UFO stories. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you thought every alien encounter involved anal probes, stick around. I bet you did, pervert. This is Necronomipod.
Real quick before we get into the show, there was a detail I left out last week, so I want to circle back and mention it. Alex from Instagram, also he's from Australia and a pilot. He was
Oh, nice, mate.
yeah. He said we did a pretty good job with the airplane talk. So
Except with the cockpit, flight deck, cabin.
yeah, that whole
stuff.
thing wasn't great.
I think I threw you there when I said, I don't think you're supposed to call it cockpit anymore. And we're like, well, what do you call it? We're like, cabin. Everyone's like, yeah, that sounds good. No, flight deck. Cabin's where all the people sit. We're all like, yeah, that sounds good.
We just followed your lead on that one.
I was just doing a bit on cockpit. I wasn't thinking about what to actually call it. But yeah, so sorry about the cabin stuff. Sorry, I interrupted. Please
So
continue.
He pointed out that we forgot to bring up the ghost phone calls and like the text messages that were going on.
I had that written down as a note too. I completely forgot all about it.
So a bunch of families of the missing passengers said that in the first few days after the plane disappeared, their loved ones' cell phones were ringing. It wasn't like a once or twice thing. Some calls reportedly rang 4 or 5 times before disconnecting. One family member said that he called his brother 19 times and got a ringtone each time. Others said that they sent text messages that showed deliver, and some WeChat and QQ messages didn't bounce back. In at least one case, a relative of one of the passengers said that the phone rang 4 times before it cut off. And Chinese media ran with this story hard. They started airing footage of family members holding up their phones to the camera while calls were going through. Telecommunications experts were able to debunk this fairly quick. In modern networks, especially international ones, the ringing sound that you hear when you put in a call is a lot of times just a network-generated placeholder. It starts playing while the system's still trying to locate the phone. And if the phone's off, destroyed, or unreachable, the call still rings on your end for a few seconds before it times out. Same thing with the delivered text messages. That can just mean that the message hit a server, not necessarily the phone itself. I think the iPhone, when it says delivered on a text message, when you're using iMessage, I don't think that actually means that you saw it or anything. You know what I mean? Like that it was just, it actually went through.
Mm-hmm. Well, some people have the red receipt on there.
Right.
I don't have that turned
You got
on.
to turn that shit off.
Fuck that.
Yeah, you have to
Don't
turn
worry
it
about
off.
what I'm doing, pal.
The amount of hurt feelings there would be had.
That's right. This text is idiotic. I'm not answering this.
So yeah, I forgot to mention it. It's a creepy detail.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Nothing of consequence, but yeah, it's an interesting tidbit to that story.
It really had people fired up in China too.
They were mad at the Malaysians, right?
They're very angry about a lot of how all that went down.
Well, it still hasn't been solved in the past week, so
No.
It has not.
it's down there somewhere, I'm sure.
No updates at this time.
Like someone wants to get a Titan sub and go out and find it.
Are you signing up for that mission?
No.
Okay,
No.
just checking.
Would you ever get in a submarine?
No.
I don't think I would either.
I've been in a submarine, but like not submerged. Like
I've been in-
above.
yeah, I have
and that
too.
was rough.
It's very claustrophobic.
It's tight.
No thank. Can you imagine being in World War II and fighting in subs, close halfway to the bottom of the ocean and
getting hit and sank on it?
It's just terrifying.
Yeah, like just getting in a sub is already living out worst case scenario.
Right.
Now you're in a combat zone, actually underwater, and you might be hit. I'm not sure there's a greater nightmare out there. As a guy not afraid of spiders, I'm not sure there's a greater nightmare out there.
You're like, was that an explosion?
No. That's me in the bowels of the submarine. It's really just like, it's nothing. It's a helicopter like way overhead. Right. But I hear it. I'm just like, no. Oh, no. It's just some guy taking a shit in the bathroom, but I don't know.
The plumber's trying to unclog the toilet. You think you took a direct torpedo hit?
I'd be flinching at everything, man.
You could never relax, right? You could never sleep. You need Ambien every night to sleep.
That would be me just in the military in general. I would never sleep.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I mean, until the point of just exhaustion, I would just be too high strung.
After a 25-mile run with your 80-pound rucksack, you might sleep a little bit.
But I mean, when I'm actually in the combat zone, like,
yeah,
I don't think I'm sleeping.
All right. Well,
that's why I never joined the military. Yeah. I did you all a favor. I did not choose to serve you in this country because I would be worthless. You're welcome, America.
Don't sell yourself short. You'd be a hell of a cannon fodder.
Where's the day for people like me? The people who knew they'd be worthless and they didn't serve. I want my own holiday, the non-Veterans Day. Give us 2 hours in the morning on, August 13th. From 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's non-Veterans Day.
We can do that.
I eat for free at Denny's. It's 10. They're like, all right, get the fuck out, you loser. You piece of shit who didn't serve this country.
We might have to dine and dash, but we can do that. We can make that happen. We can fulfill your dream.
That's all I'm asking for.
We haven't talked about UFOs in a while.
Yeah, we haven't had like a full Sunday one, though.
I love UFO stuff. Yeah.
This is a classic, too. It's a big one. Canada even has a coin. One of their commemorative coins are printed on this one.
That's awesome.
Really?
See, Canada's so cool. We don't have fucking Roswell dimes or anything.
They have a coin, a printed bar for every one of their very popular UFO incidents.
We have Trump bears.
Well,
that is true. That is not an equivalent.
All right, well.
Stefan Michalak was born in Poland in 1916, so he grew up in that short window between the two world wars when Poland had briefly regained its independence. But by the late 1930s, the country was caught between two major powers, Nazi Germany on one side and the Soviet Union on the other. When Germany invaded in 1939, Stefan, like a lot of Polish men at the time, signed up to fight. He started off as a junior officer in the Polish military, but after the country was overrun, he didn't stop. He joined the resistance, specifically the Armia Krajowa, or the Home Army. That was the largest underground resistance movement in all of occupied Europe. What was that?
I don't know.
That was loud.
That was a ping from a submarine. That's what it sounded like. I don't know where that came from. That was weird.
It's got to be one of your things, right? You're the only one hooked up.
I don't know.
I say you fucking leave it in because that's fucking awesome. Oh, I think we just got government approval. August 13th is going to be non-Veterans Day.
That's what that sounds like.
You eat for free at any roadside diner from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Get a submarine pinglet and your request was approved.
And meanwhile, actual veterans wait outside, and as soon as you step out, they beat the fuck out of you for being a beta bitch. Just got congressional approval for that.
That was quick, too.
Yeah.
They know who we are.
I know some people, Dave. I sent off a quick text.
It's very nice.
So he joined the resistance. And these guys were carrying out serious missions. They were running sabotage operations, collecting intelligence, and launching guerrilla attacks.
Fucking pussy.
I was going to say hero, but
to be clear, that was a sound clip. That was not me.
It's kind of rude after you just got your 2-hour holiday, but
I
whatever.
was gonna say I just proposed a 2-hour holiday for beta bitches. I don't need to start calling these actual heroes pussies. I'm gonna get my ass whooped.
Stefan made it through the war, but like most people, not without loss. In 1943, his wife Maria and her 3 sisters were captured by the Nazis and sent to a concentration camp where they spent the rest of the war. After liberation, Stefan ended up working briefly with the United States military during the Allied occupation of Germany, helping out with post-war recovery efforts. He was a translator specifically, so he would go in when they were liberating camps and he would translate. That's how he and Maria reconnected. She had survived and they found each other through camps being liberated.
Can you imagine? My God.
But, once World War II ended and stuff, Poland was not the same. The Soviets had taken control, and the new communist regime didn't have much use for people like Stefan, guys who had fought with the resistance. And they could see the writing on the wall, so Stefan and Maria fled.
Fucking pussy.
All right, that is enough of that, sir. Come on.
I'm getting some real trouble for this.
That is just not called for. I don't know what's gotten into you tonight. This guy's a Polish hero, and I'm not going to stand for any more of this fucking nonsense.
In 1949, they immigrated to Canada with their 3 kids. They started off in Regina, Saskatchewan, and eventually made their way to Winnipeg. That's where Stefan got a steady job working as an industrial mechanic at Inland Cement. And that's where he was living in 1967, right when all of this happened, the stuff we're going to talk about. And Inland Cement, that's where he was working at in 1967, too. That was like a career, his job for the rest of his life kind of thing. Stefan was also kind of a weekend geologist, not professionally trained or anything, but he knew what he was doing. In his spare time, he'd head out into the woods in eastern Manitoba looking for mineral deposits, mostly quartz, silver, and nickel. He had a particular spot that he liked near Falcon Lake in Whiteshell Provincial Park. That area was known to have some decent finds, and Stefan had actually registered a small mineral claim there, hoping maybe one day it might turn into something. So it's May 20th, 1967, Victoria Day in Canada.
That's coming up. It's next Monday, Victoria Day. How about that?
Is that the official day of it? I had read it's always the first Monday after like May 25th. Like nowadays, it's where it's celebrated.
I thought it was next Monday.
You might be right. But is that not?
Don't ask me how I know this. Actually, I was on a conference call today with someone from Canada, and they mentioned it was Victoria Day.
So that would be the
Monday.
19th, you're saying? Maybe that's right.
Yeah, Monday,
Maybe
May 19th, yeah. Oh, how about that?
Maybe it was before the 25th, and I misread it as after the 25th. Because I kept thinking it was like the same as like our Memorial Day. Mm-hmm. But it's not. It's the week before.
Stefan got up early that morning and left his motel, the Falcon Hotel, just off the highway, a little after 5:30 a.m. He crossed the Trans-Canada Highway and made his way into the forest. He had all of his usual tools with him, a rock hammer, compass, chisel, tape measure, and his little red notebook where he kept track of the samples he'd collected.
I put in a claim for mineral rights one time, but they took it for granite.
Rats. Opportunity missed.
So he spent the morning hiking, climbing over some rocky ridges, testing out quartz formations. Then around noon, he stopped to take a break. Stefan found a flat slab of granite, sat down, and had the lunch that he packed, a ham sandwich, a hard-boiled egg, and some instant coffee from his thermos. After eating, Stefan lit a cigarette, looked over his notebook, and then got back to it.
Solid lunch.
I hope it was just brew coffee.
I feel like that's the most like World War II type lunch ever. Hard-boiled egg, instant coffee, and a cigarette.
And ham sandwich.
Yeah.
Maybe Just Brew should go into the instant coffee business.
I've been trying to get him in the K-Cup business for a while. We'll see what happens. I think I could pull some strings.
You think so?
We'll
You
see.
can put a call in?
So they're like, no, that makes no fucking business sense for us. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. Go back to talking into a microphone, you beta bitch, and enjoy your 2 hours in August. Something like that.
I do waste a lot of coffee making full pots every morning because
Why do you
sometimes I don't want a full pot.
Why do you make a full pot?
Sometimes I want a full pot and sometimes I don't. But if I had K-cups, I could just make a couple at will, you know? Doesn't taste quite as good, but so it's a.
I get what you mean. I'm not a huge coffee drinker. Like 3 cups, 4 cups maybe a week.
Oh, okay.
So like a K cup for me is perfect.
Yeah.
When I'm in the mood, boom, make a cup. Do it.
It depends what time I get up. If I get up at 6, probably only going to have 2.
You don't
if I
get up at 6.
If I get up at 5, I'm probably drinking a whole pot. It all depends on what happens. I got up at 6 today. I only had a couple cups.
And you're not a coffee guy.
Not anymore. Ever since my stomach stuff happened, I just haven't liked it.
I have an espresso machine too for the afternoon. That's nice.
That's nice too.
I like that.
I drink a lot an Alani in the morning.
You drink what?
An Alani,
What is that?
the energy drink.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
I
I
drink
don't know
those
that
in the
one either.
morning.
Like just a can energy drink? Who makes that?
The
Like
company's called Alani.
Oh, it's not like a under Pepsi or Monster or Coke or anything like that.
I don't drink energy drinks. I don't like that.
Every now and then I'll just get like one of those small cans of Red Bull, I think it's like an 8-ounce can.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine, but
They're-
not often.
I don't know who owns it, but
I'll tell you what, I've been getting some kind of fucking caramel something frappuccino at Starbucks. It's like a milkshake. Holy
Starbucks
fuck.
guy over
It is
there.
awesome. Oh my God, it's so
It's like, hold on, guys, I need to run to the Bucks.
Dude.
Need my caramel frap.
It is some kind of frappuccino. It is awesome. Last summer, they had a pistachio frappuccino.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
yeah.
It's wonderful.
Oh, man. I'm talking about avoiding military. You're talking about your Starbucks loves for frappuccinos.
I'm glad I don't live like right next door or work, outside somewhere next to a Starbucks because I'd be over there fucking 3 times a day. Can you get another frappuccino, please? Oh my God, it's so good.
So just after midday, Stefan was crouched down near a rock formation, chipping away at a vein with his hammer, when suddenly a huge flock of geese flew overhead. But they weren't just like migrating or flying in a formation. They were going nuts, squawking, flying in every direction, like they were panicked. Stefan looked up to see what had set them off, and that's when he saw 2 objects descending from the sky. At first they looked cigar-shaped and gave off this dull, reddish glow, but as they got closer, their shapes became clearer. They weren't cigars, they were discs.
Oh, that's what she said. Oh, wait, discs. Never mind. I misread that, Ian. Sorry about that.
Settle down, Mr. President.
One of them stayed up in the air hovering, and the other came down and landed on a flat piece of rock, maybe about 150 feet away. The craft that landed wasn't huge, maybe 35 to 40 feet across, saucer-shaped with a dome top and a kind of raised rim around the edge. The whole thing looked like it was made of stainless steel, but Stefan said it had a slight gold tint to it. It was shiny, but not glowing or anything, just metallic. And it wasn't loud. It gave off a low humming sound, kind of like an electric motor running in the background. There were no markings on it, no flags or any numbers, anything that would identify where it came from. Stefan crouched down behind a rock formation and was just staring at this thing. Then he pulled out his notebook and started sketching what he was looking at.
Isn't it amazing? In the 60s, no camera, no phone, nothing. So you can't take a picture or anything. You just start sketching it.
If that was me, I'd be
Old school.
screwed because I can't draw.
Oh, I can't either.
I'd be like,
Nothing.
it was a circle on top of a bigger circle that had lights on it.
We know what your drawings look like. They're available at Amazon.com. Search Necronomicon.
It's true. Check it out.
So as he's sitting there sketching this craft that he's looking at, a panel on the side of it slid open. Inside, he saw this bright light, like a violet color. And from where he was standing, he said that he could hear human voices, muffled ones, but it was definitely people talking. It sounded like at least 2 of them having a conversation. He couldn't make out what they were saying, but it didn't sound robotic or alien, just normal human voices. That's creepy. I don't know why, but that detail just creeps me out. Like if it's aliens and they're just in there talking in a human voice, it's really weird.
Like mimicking the people, the inhabitants of the planet they have just arrived at.
Well, and it's because it's not consistent with anything we've discussed, right? Have we discussed human voices on a UFO before?
No, we might have talked about it in Skinwalker Ranch. I can't remember, but there was Robert Bigelow's team when they were out there reported being able to hear human voices when they were just walking around. That sounded like they were coming from above, but they couldn't pinpoint where the voices were coming
That's
from.
fucking creepy too.
Yeah, so
Yeah, like a lot of the alien abduction is it's inferred that it's just mind, not verbalized. They just hear through mind talk.
Right.
What's the fucking phrase I'm thinking? Telepathically.
yeah.
Mind thought. Mind thought.
You need a pistachio frappuccino, I
That
think.
sounds good. But this presumably they're not aware he's there, and the fact that he's hearing him means it's not like a put on for his benefit. They're really talking like that, right?
Yeah,
That's
they're
what
not
it
aware
seems
that
like.
he's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposedly. If they're all powerful beings, maybe they're aware he's there.
So Stefan's thinking that this is some kind of experimental military aircraft, maybe American or Canadian.
Dirty hippie stole a fucking plane or something.
But so he thought that it was probably someone in trouble, like maybe something crashed or they needed help. So Stefan stepped out from behind the rocks and slowly started walking toward the craft. He called out first in English, then Polish, then Russian, asking if anyone needed help.
This guy's still a fucking hero. All these years later, look at him. Brave, stepping out, seeing if anyone needs help.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Fucking pussy.
Come on. You don't think that's brave to step out like that? Jeez. That's beyond rude.
Oh, I would have
Mike.
attacked him. I would have attacked him immediately.
The door stayed open, but the voices stopped. Stefan stood there for a moment and then decided to move closer. As he got near the craft, he noticed small lights and what looked like vent grills along the lower edge. There was also a steady wave of heat coming out of the open hatch. He looked inside and described it as being filled with lights, panels, and strange structural beams, almost like braces. It didn't look like any cockpit that he had ever seen.
Do you mean flight deck?
whoa.
You mean flight deck?
No,
fuck
actually
are we
mean
doing?
cabin.
I also read one of the news stories, and it said he had his welding goggles on that he uses for his geology stuff, and there was a picture of him with his welding goggles on.
Yeah, I don't know if I talk about it later, but they also, what happens to him in a minute here, his goggles get all burnt up and shit too. And when we say that he looked in it, he didn't look in it enough to like see where people would be sitting or anything, because there's human voices coming out of there. So he didn't like actually poke his head in or anything, but he like reached around or like looked around enough to just see a little bit.
I wouldn't poke my head in that either.
I probably wouldn't have even tried to like bend around and see.
I probably would have stayed behind my big rock back there and kept sketching.
Yeah.
But
I think so too.
Yeah, get caught up in it, right? This guy's trying to help people, so good on him.
That's like the hammer thing we talked about on Patreon. Remember that girl was hitting herself in the head with a hammer, and we said you just got to keep driving past it.
Oh, God.
Patreon.com/Knocker.
A lot of good shows lately. We're not just shilling here, right?
I don't know. I think it's been some good content.
Yeah.
Stefan reached out and touched the surface of the craft and immediately regretted it. The metal was so hot it burned right through the fingertips of his glove. Stefan said, quote, "It melted the fingertips of my glove instantly." And these are like heavy duty gloves that he had on, kind of like the welder thing. Like they almost look like they could be used in that same setting.
Heavy duty.
Yeah. So he pulled his hand back really fast, and then the hatch slammed shut. The craft rotated slightly, and this panel near the base, one of those grills, let out a sudden blast of hot gas. Stefan was standing right in front of it, and the exhaust hit him square in the chest, It burned through his shirt, his undershirt, and right into his skin. So he was knocked back, choking on the fumes and holding his chest. She said the fumes smell like sulfur. So sulfur, that's the first classic UFO thing to show up. Is
Sulfur.
It's the smell of sulfur. And he's holding his chest. He said he felt like he was on fire. Stefan dropped to his knees, super nauseous and dizzy. And he looks down at his shirt, and it's ripped open, and he sees these welts starting to form that are in a grid-like pattern across his torso, right where the blast hit him.
I know exactly what he feels like in this scenario.
When those fireworks blew up in your pocket.
No, I was protected there. I think I've told this story before, and I probably shouldn't even tell it because it makes me look like an imbecile. But I had a shirt on after I ironed it, and I noticed a crease I didn't get out one time going to work.
right.
And I put the iron up to the shirt just to try, so I wouldn't have to take it off again and get rid of the crease. And somehow I hit the goddamn steam button, and I gave myself 2nd-degree burns on my stomach. So I sense that's what Stefan felt like, the pain that I felt like. And then when I went to my doctor, and he called me a moron and laughed at me.
You're right. You did brush over the stupidity of that one, man. You've told it before, but man.
One of the stupidest things I've ever done. I'm like, what is wrong with you fucking moron? I did that, though. I'm not afraid to admit it. You can call me names all you want.
Hey, look. You've put a hot iron to your stomach. I've shit my pants. He eats uncooked pizza. We all have our massive faults. And sponges. We all have massive faults.
Right. We're not perfect.
Yeah.
Just forgiven.
Yeah.
Barely.
Well, let go and let God. That's what I tell myself. Makes me feel better when I think about all that dookie.
All that dookie. All that dookie's running down my leg on my front porch.
What's the Hulk Hogan movie? When he's like, Dookie.
I don't know.
With Zeus. No Holds Barred. No Holds Barred. Have you not seen that? From the 80s?
No.
Oh, it's so fucking bad.
Who's Zeus?
It was his wrestling name. It's Tommy Lister Jr. And Vince and Hulk wrote this movie. No Holds Barred. It's fucking awful.
No holds, not no holes, right?
Not no holes.
I saw that one time. That was a different movie.
With a D.
Well, Tommy Lister's Debo from Friday.
Yeah. I think he passed away a few years ago. Yeah. But then after they did the movie, they brought him into WWE as a character named Zeus.
Oh, okay.
And had a couple matches with Hogan.
I didn't know that they brought him in.
And yet people think that now today we expose the business as fake.
Yeah.
Did Ice Cube come in? Did they do a match?
I think this might have this was before Friday.
Friday was 95.
Yeah, this was that like late 80s.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Maybe into like the early this was late 80s, I believe.
Are they making a new Friday movie?
I don't know.
I hope they are.
Those movies are so funny. You've never seen that, have you?
I have not.
Dude.
That's crazy. You gotta at least watch the first one.
I like to think of my Ice Cube as Boys in the Hood, a more serious movie.
All right, that's fair.
Which I do love Boys in the Hood. I know I would like Friday as well. I just haven't watched it.
So fucking great.
I like the sequel. Maybe a little more. Mike Epps is so fucking funny.
Mike Epps is awesome.
Which one's Mike Epps? I love the clips I've seen of Friday of his uncle.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
That dude is really funny.
He passed away,
Yeah,
right?
He was a comic, right?
But
that guy was funny.
In anything I've seen him in, he's always like the same character.
Yeah.
And he's so fucking funny.
Yep.
He's like the equivalent of like Frank Costanza.
Yeah,
It's just the
absolutely.
same in
Absolutely.
everything.
Yep.
This dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mike Epps is so fucking funny.
I'm going to have to watch those movies.
Dude, this is so great.
I like the barbershop movies. You guys like those with Ice Cube?
Yeah.
Those are good.
And Eve.
Eve, yeah. Well, she was in the first. Was she in the second one
I
too?
think it's the first one, right?
And there's Barbershop
a long
2. And then
time
they
ago.
did the was it Beauty Shop with Queen Latifah?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't
That
see
sounds
that
right.
one.
I'm not sure I saw that.
I loved the first Barbershop. Michael Ealy. Is it Ealy? Early? He was in that Ealy. He was in that Californication season.
Yeah.
Season 4, the best season of Californication, I believe.
It's a good season. I like 5 myself with Megan Good and RZA, but
Apocalypse Now
so
is his
great.
name.
Charlie Runkles. I was gonna say, speaking of Eve, she was at an Usher show. Guested the other night at an Usher show. Came out of the stage from underground.
I like Eve.
God damn it, she still looks amazing.
Yeah, she does. How old is she now?
Unfucking believable.
Is she close to like 50?
She's my age, I think. Close to it. She's
not
probably about
that
50.
old. She's like 50.
48 to 50, I would guess.
Yeah,
My
she looks
God.
good.
She's coming here this
Make good
summer. If I'm in town, I'm going.
That'd be all
Ja
right.
Rule, Flo Rida. No, not Flo Rida. Ja Rule.
You could have stopped at Eve and Ja Rule.
Ja Rule, Eve, and Nelly.
Oh, it's that
How
one.
fun is that?
Yeah. That's like a night of sing-alongs. You're going to know every fucking
absolutely.
song on that concert.
All right, that was a derail, and I am done. I have nothing else to add to that.
That was one of our better derails, I think.
That was a good one.
That was a fun one.
So he's holding his chest. He's got these burn marks. And at that point, the craft lifted off the ground, rejoined the one still hovering above the trees, and then both of them shot off into the sky, just gone.
Wait, no anal probe?
Nope. This is not an abduction story.
Damn. I was here for the anal probes.
We all were, sir. Eve is 46 years old.
She could be 26.
100%. She looks amazing.
So after the blast, Stefan wandered through the woods for hours trying to find his way back. He had a compass, but it didn't work anymore. Just spun randomly. It's another classic UFO. So we have sulfur in the compass. Remember Betty and Barney Hill? When you put a compass near the back of their car, it started getting all crazy. He was also very disoriented, in pain, and kept throwing up. Later, he said, quote, "I felt like every ounce of energy had drained from me. My stomach was turning over, my head pounding. I had to keep going, but I didn't know how much farther I could make it."
Not a situation you want to find yourself in the woods of, where's he at? Manitoba?
Yeah. Eventually, he ended up making it back to the Trans-Canada Highway and somehow got himself to the Falcon Hotel, the same hotel that he checked into the night before. The staff there said he looked like he'd been in a fire. He was pale, shaky, drenched in sweat, and clearly not okay. And like we said, he was all like, his shirt's all fucking burnt up.
Hey, it sounds like me after my first dashboard confessional show.
Why is your chest all burned up?
Pale,
Al?
sweaty, not okay. Maybe it was your first My Chemical Romance show.
It could have been.
I'm not okay.
Any of the above.
So he told them that he had been burned and needed help, but he didn't get into any details.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, no shit.
But
Why are you at the Falcon Hotel?
I picture him like he's still smoking and shit.
Well, he's like a man's man. He's like, yeah, you know, I was in World War II fighting Nazis. This is not the worst thing
It's fine.
that's ever
No big
happened
deal.
to me. Yeah.
So while he's waiting for somebody to come, or the hotel, motel, whatever, is waiting for somebody to come, Stefan changed his mind. He just wanted to get home. Stefan got himself on a Greyhound bus and rode back to Winnipeg that same evening. Still wearing his burnt clothes, covered in second-degree burns. He's throwing up on the bus, and it sounds like everybody's just staring at him like, the fuck's wrong with this guy?
My God.
I hope somebody offered like a bottle of water or something.
Yeah,
Like, hey, pal, you're having a tough night. Here you go.
I envision riding on a Greyhound to be hell on earth in the first place, let alone being sick with second-degree burns and throwing
Well,
up
this
on
is
it.
also, though, back in what, the 60s?
Yeah, a little different,
So,
maybe,
a little
yeah.
different. I mean, they didn't have as many options.
Yeah.
I've never been on a public bus like that before.
Never? Really? Nope. But there's even a difference between like public transportation and a Greyhound.
Yeah, I've never been on anything like that.
Yeah.
Just a taxi once.
They have buses down in Gould.
No, they did not have buses in Gold.
Hey, where's the bus? Trying to get to the mall, fuckers.
You're putting this Gould thing on me. I should have never brought that fucking place up.
Oh, I love Gould, dude.
He's more offended by you saying that than me ever bringing up asking Alexandria.
Oh, yeah.
Yours is hitting too close to home for him, pal.
Let me tell you, I fucking was on Google Earth looking at Gould earlier this week just to see what was doing down
You mean
there.
the whole block?
I'm like, all right. I zoomed in. I'm like, well, someone's got a swimming pool. Can't be the worst place. There's this factory or like it's old warehouse with all these old cars. It looked like
that was taken in
junkyard.
2008.
But then there's a creek running right behind
mean a
Gould. I'm
crick?
like, there's the creek. I'm like, there it is. It's on Google Earth.
You zoom in, you see a tent. It's Marvin.
Like, he's still there. That's no joke. I really was doing that.
No, I believe you. I was not doubting it.
I didn't
It's
think
like
it was
surrounded by trees. I'm like, I can see how this is like an inbred community of Southern Ohioans.
That Ian is not from.
No.
Like, we don't want no buses. We don't want no outsiders coming in here, ruining the gene pool.
That being said, public transportation in Cleveland, same thing. Like Gould-wise. Like, you're going to get the mix of all of the not goods.
At least they have it, though, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. They have it. It's available to you.
The last time I was on a bus in Cleveland was you and I going downtown for the Cavaliers championship parade in 2016.
Oh, it was the Rapid.
No, we took
We
the
took
bus.
a bus. That's right.
Rapids were out the people never made it downtown.
we
They were
picked
waiting
it
on a
up.
train. We took
That's
the bus
right.
down.
I
Yeah.
forgot all about that.
20 minutes. Boom. You almost peed your pants. He mad
What's new?
He mad dashed for the porta potty as soon as that bus door opened.
The best thing that ever happened to me was the Cavs parade because there was porta potties all downtown.
That's right.
I maintain that should be a city policy in every big metropolitan city in this country. I went to Washington, D.C. back in 2017, like 2 or 3 weeks after Trump's inauguration, the first one.
Yeah.
The National Mall still had all the porta potties set up. It's the greatest thing I ever experienced. Every 5 minutes, I stopped and took a piss because I could. It was fantastic.
Mike's Mecca, the promised land. He's like,
Ah! Just porta potties everywhere. That's just what I need.
But yeah, it's the last time I was on a bus. That was an awesome day.
I forgot about that.
When Stefan finally got home that night, Maria, his wife, was like, what the fuck happened to you? His clothes were all burnt up.
And she was in a concentration camp.
It's like, you look like you've been to hell and back.
His hair was singed. We talked earlier, like the goggles he was wearing were burned, and he smelled like sulfur and smoke. She got him into bed and called their family doctor. The next day, things got worse. Stefan got a fever, had chills, kept throwing up. The burns on his chest, the ones that were in that perfect grid, they got darker and more defined. He also started hallucinating, and his breath turned shallow.
That's not a good sign.
He fought the idea of going to the hospital, but eventually agreed to go to Miscordia Health Center in Winnipeg.
Fucking pussy.
Man, you know, the guy's clearly hurt, Mike. Come on. God damn.
The doctors treated him as an outpatient. They noted that the burns were blistered, oddly shaped, and one of them called them, quote, radiation-like, but no one could explain what caused them. Stefan's blood work and urinalysis didn't show anything conclusive. They gave him burn cream, painkillers, and told him to rest. 2 days after the incident on May 22nd, Stefan decided it was time to tell someone what happened. But he didn't go to the police or the military. He didn't trust them. He thought if this was really some kind of military craft, the government wouldn't be honest about it. So instead, he went to the press. He called up the Winnipeg Tribune.
Smart approach, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I think. At least in theory.
Yeah. Going to the press does open the door to you want publicity, right?
Yeah.
It opens
does.
that door a little bit.
It gets out in the open, though, if it is really a military secret stuff, and then they don't
Sure,
grab
I
you and
agree.
no one hears from you again, I guess. So
I agree.
I'd be nervous.
Yeah, you want to get the story out there. Like, no, I'm getting ahead.
Well, 'cause he said, he has a quote that, quote, if I had died, at least someone would have known what happened. And that's what he said. His reasoning was going forward, like, something did happen to me. Like, I'm really sick from whatever the fuck this was.
I want this on record in case I die.
Yeah.
I've told this story to someone who I don't think is just going to cover this up.
Exactly.
Like the police or the military.
Exactly.
I get that.
And Stefan's always pretty, he never specifically says aliens or anything like that. This is just a story. Like,
He doesn't know.
he walked up on something that he shouldn't have. That's kind of his where he lands on this all the time. Like, I probably shouldn't have got super close to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It seems
what
like a
was.
straight shooter. Yeah.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Caring, compassionate, someone that'll listen to you, someone that you know always has your back. You know, we often hear about the red flags we should avoid, but what if we focused more on the green flags in friends and partners? If you're not sure what green flags look like, therapy can help you identify them, actively practice them in your relationships, and embody the green flag energy yourself. Whether you're dating, married, building a friendship, or just working on yourself, it's time to form relationships that love you back. Therapy teaches us ways to weed out negativity or weed out red flags and focus more on positive energy and green flags. By finding the green flags within ourselves, we're better able to find the green flags in others, which helps us establish and maintain healthy, happy relationships. Therapy can also be helpful in learning new positive coping skills, setting boundaries, and empowering you to be the best version of yourself. Therapy is not only for those who've experienced trauma. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time at no additional charge. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/necro today and get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/necro.
The next morning, May 23rd, the Winnipeg Tribune ran the story front and center with the headline, quote, I was burned by a UFO.
Is it safe to assume no one else reported contact or seeing this aircraft?
There are some sightings that happened around the same time frame.
Oh, okay.
But nothing like this, nothing where anything landed or anything.
Nobody was
but
near it like him.
Yeah, you know, like how, I don't know, anytime one of these stories, something like this happens, MUFON or any of those groups, they go around trying to find if anybody else saw a UFO. So that's what happened here and that kind of stuff.
President of MUFON goes, MUFON or any of those groups. Won't mention the competitors by name. I respect the fuck out of that. That's some Vince McMahon shit.
Lesser orgs.
Yeah. Don't acknowledge the competition. They're not relevant. It's MUFON. If MUFON's not there, don't waste your fucking time.
That's it. Isn't the annual conference coming up soon?
We weren't
so.
invited, Dave. We're not allowed to go to that one.
It's in Cincinnati all the time.
Is it?
No,
We don't
let's
really
go
like-
there.
Wasn't it in a library in Canton a couple?
Not
like,
the
last
official.
year?
That might have been a
Was it an offshoot meeting?
chapter meeting.
Oh, okay.
There is a chapter.
Yeah, it's probably a
That is like
chapter
pub-
meeting. Probably that. It's not the official national meeting.
He's like, what are you talking about, peasant? Certainly not a prestigious organization like MUFON has their headquarters in Canton, Ohio, in their annual meeting.
MUFON, big fans of Skyline Chili down there in
That's right.
Cincinnati,
That's why
Ohio.
they're there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where their headquarters
Do you guys
is.
like that Sky? Have we talked about that? Never mind. Too many derails tonight. Never mind. We'll save that.
It's not great.
It isn't.
No.
No, it's not.
We've spoken.
The article showed a picture of Stefan holding the sketch he'd drawn of the craft and another one of the burn marks on his chest. Within hours, the story started spreading. Papers across the country picked it up. The Vancouver Sun, Toronto Star, Montreal Gazette, all running similar headlines. Reporters started showing up at Stefan's house. TV news crews wanted interviews. Stefan did a few of them, but not many. He didn't really like the attention, at least for the moment.
I bet he immediately regretted talking to anyone about this.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is not the kind of guy that wants any attention whatsoever or anything even close to this.
But it wasn't just news media showing up. Actual government agencies got involved. Within a few days, multiple investigations were underway. The first to act was the RCMP. On May 23rd, the same day the Tribune story ran, they sent 2 officers to Stefan's house in Winnipeg.
Were they on horseback?
Yes. I think they were.
Seriously?
No.
He got me. He turned my gag around. He got me. Good one.
They interviewed him, took pictures of the burns, looked over the burn clothes and everything, and asked him to walk them through the story. Stefan's story didn't change, but during the follow-up, he admitted something that he hadn't told the press. He said that he hadn't revealed the exact location of the encounter right away because he was trying to protect his mining claim. He didn't want someone else finding the spot and jumping the claim before he could file the paperwork. The RCMP said that they understood. It kind of slowed the investigation down, but I get where he's coming from. If all these people are showing up at the house, like, yeah, I'm not fucking... Like, good thing I didn't say that because somebody definitely would have went out there.
Stealing my mineral claim.
Later that same day, on the 23rd, a civilian investigator showed up at Stefan's house. His name was J.B. Thompson, and he was with APRO, the Aerial Phenomena Research Organization.
We've talked about them before.
Mm-hmm.
They're really a precursor org to MUFON, right? Like most of the people from APRO left to start MUFON.
I believe so.
Yeah. Boom. Bet you're surprised I knew that, huh, Mike?
I'm surprised I even recognized APRO. And was like, oh, we've talked about them. So good on both of us. We did a remembering.
I looked it up earlier.
Oh, I did not. I just remember we talked about APRO. We make fun of all those abbreviations, but they actually really do help.
Oh, yeah. You have to have the... What do you call it, an abbreviation like that?
Like an acronym type thing?
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the
You gotta
UFO
stand
world,
out.
you're not legit unless you have one.
No, you have to be able to...
Yeah. If you don't have an abbreviation, you're fucking minor league.
Yeah, it seems like right around that time back then, all the brain trust of APRO left to start MUFON, and APRO just withered and died on the vine because all the cool kids started MUFON.
You really did do a lookup.
Yeah, I looked at the Wikipedia page real quick.
Nice.
Yeah,
That helps.
I was curious.
Okay.
I have a curious mind sometimes. Sometimes I iron my stomach, so it evens itself out. You know.
So Thompson had already been looking into UFO reports in the area when he saw Stefan's story in the paper, so he packed up and drove straight to Winnipeg. He brought a camera and took detailed pictures of Stefan's injuries, which are a lot of the ones that you see online. The burns were still healing, and according to Thompson, they were, quote, clearly visible and physically traumatic. Over the next few days, the RCMP came back to follow up. They interviewed Stefan again, and this time they collected physical evidence. They took his burned clothing, the cap, gloves, shirt, and undershirt, and they sent all this stuff out for lab testing. They also asked if they could sweep his house for signs of radiation, and Stefan said, sure, go for it. So they brought in a Geiger counter and went room to room, checking the floors, furniture, walls, nothing. There was no sign of radiation, and nobody else in the house was sick. But when they tested his undershirt separately, they found that the burns had gone clean through the fabric, which is weird. The areas around the holes weren't scorched. It was like a concentrated beam of heat had hit it, enough to just punch through without spreading.
Like a laser.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more or less.
Pew, 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 pew.
That's it, right?
That's what it sounded like.
How'd you get that audio?
I hit up Carl Monday. And he looked up through his records. He had investigated this, and so he sent it to me.
He was probably 60 years old at this point, 67.
I think, at least. Closer to 70, maybe.
I'm getting on a plane for Manitoba to investigate.
Yeah. He had to check his trench coat. They wouldn't let him just wear it on. But yeah, he sent me that audio of the lasers he caught.
That's nice. He still had that available.
Yeah.
At that point, the military got involved. The Royal Canadian Air Force and Canadian Forces headquarters both opened their own internal investigations. They assigned officers to work alongside the RCMP, and they started going through Stefan's claims in more detail. They also put together a team to search the Falcon Lake area, both from the air and ground, but they still didn't know the exact location of the incident.
Because Mr. Stingy Pants didn't want to give it up.
Nope. He had a good quartz vein out there. I don't know. It's probably hard to find.
It doesn't help his argument that he's hiding this.
Like that he's hoaxing something?
Potentially hoaxing something, yes.
So on May 25th, Stefan agreed to take them out there himself. He led a joint team of RCMP and military officers into the wood near Falcon Lake.
Were they on horseback?
I think so.
Okay.
They probably were for real this time, though,
exactly, right?
You would think.
They covered a lot of ground northeast of the lake, but they didn't find anything that stood out, nothing like a landing zone or burn marks. What they did find were a few personal items Stefan admitted to littering.
Fine him.
Damn it.
Give him a fine, $500.
Well, in Canada, I'm pretty sure that's 6 months in jail at least, right?
Should be.
They
Beautiful
care,
country
they care about
up
their
there.
country.
Yeah, he left behind a torn shopping bag, some food wrappers, and a small saw that he had been using to cut branches. Not great.
You know who would never litter? A beta bitch non-veteran. Fucking pussy.
More than a month after the incident, on June 26th, Stefan got back in touch with officials. He said he'd finally found the exact site where it happened. He and a friend of his, an amateur geologist named Gerald Hart, had gone back out searching, and this time they found it. Stefan offered to bring investigators out there himself.
Do you think his memory was erased somehow by this craft? He couldn't find the exact location?
I don't know.
Like Men in Black style?
Yeah. Like, how was he going to file this mining claim if he couldn't even remember how to get out there himself?
Yeah.
I think he forgot, and that was his excuse for not being able to lead them to it because he had no fucking idea where it was himself. What do you think about that?
Perhaps.
Yeah, because they meet up with him again, and he pulls this mineral claim out again about taking them directly out there after this. But he still came with some evidence, specifically some scorched soil and moss from the landing site. And this is where things take a weird turn again. When the samples were tested, they came back slightly radioactive. Not dangerously so, but the radiation levels were definitely above the natural background, like what you would see naturally occurring. So that set off another wave of interest.
Is that potential security risk with the high radiation levels? I mean, Canada wasn't a nuclear power. They didn't have nuclear weapons, but they...
If you're detecting something, then I would assume
they have nuclear
that could be
power plants.
That could be a risk, right? Like,
we still had American nukes in Canada, I believe. They didn't have nukes themselves, like with NATO agreements and stuff.
why don't you try to blame this on America? You stop it.
I'm sorry. I also read they chipped out pieces of metal that were kind of like fused to rocks out there by the landing site when they finally identified it.
Okay.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Like metal melted into the cracks.
Yeah, that's
which
not
kind of
natural.
lends credence to that something was happening there. Right?
Yeah.
Weird.
So they got the military. They went out there.
I bet they did.
They roped off the area that Stefan had pointed out and did a full sweep. They had Geiger counters, all the radiation gear. They collected fresh samples, meaning their own, not just what Stefan brought them. The results showed faint traces of radiation in both the moss and the soil, not enough to pose a health risk, but clearly elevated. According to a military chemist's later report, the radiation was consistent with radium-226, a substance used in old glow-in-the-dark paints and dials. Did a whole bonus show on that subject.
Yeah.
So
Where can people find
Patreon.com/.
That's where they can find it. That's it.
The Radium Girls. That was a fucked up show.
yeah, it was
Horrible.
not a great time in U.S. history.
No. Those poor girls, man. That was awful.
So this isn't alien, but it's also something you wouldn't expect to be out in the middle of the woods. Also, it wasn't just the Canadian authorities keeping tabs on this.
Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Behind the scenes, the United States Air Force was watching too. Project Blue Book, which was still the American military's official UFO investigation program at the time, had already been tracking Canadian sightings. Stefan's story caught their attention. A team from the University of Colorado, working on what became known as the Condon Committee, reached out to get his case file. In October, one of their reps flew up to Manitoba to interview Stefan in person. They didn't find anything that raised red flags, but the Condon Committee, that's a whole thing in and of itself. It was a research group based at the University of Colorado, led by a physicist named Edward Condon. The idea of it was, let's give all of the Project Blue Book stuff to scientists to look at all the best cases and tell us whether UFOs are worth investigating anymore or not. So they spent a couple years reviewing the files, including cases from Blue Book, civilian reports, and Canadian ones like Stefan's. But from the start, it was not neutral. Condon was kind of like a Philip Glass type dude. He just went into it like, I don't believe in UFOs.
Son of a bitch.
So by the time it came out in 1969, the conclusion was that there's no real evidence of UFOs or anything going on weird in the skies, and we don't need to investigate it anymore. That's what got Jalen Hynek all weird and disillusioned, so he started CUFOS.
CUFOS.
Yeah,
CUFOS.
that's a good one.
We've mentioned them before, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Center for UFO Studies.
That's a good acronym.
Mm-hmm.
Clear, concise, easy to remember. UFO is in the title. I'll just MUFON is too, so that's a good one too.
Yeah. By the end of summer, on the surface, Stefan's life looked like it was getting back to normal. He was home, back at work, and mostly avoiding the spotlight. But physically, he wasn't the same. He kept losing weight. He was still tired all the time. The burn on his chest had faded into faint red scars, but he never really got over the stomach issues, like a lot of nausea and throwing up. On November 25th, 1967, more than 6 months after the original encounter, Stefan said a new set of burn marks appeared. These ones weren't raised or blistered like before. They were flat, red, and laid out in the same kind of grid pattern as the first time. Small rectangular marks spaced out in almost perfect rows across his torso, like someone had pressed a hot grate against his skin. Civilian UFO researchers are all on this, taking pictures. Stefan allowed the press to document the new markings too, and just like that, the story was back in the news. Stefan swore that he didn't do anything to cause the new marks. He said they just showed up overnight without any pain and just slowly darkened over a day or two. There were also no symptoms to go along with these marks. It just...
Is it possible he was out looking for his mining claim again and a bear may have swiped him or attacked him real quick and he didn't realize it and could have made those marks?
Just a perfect...
The grid.
Maybe.
All right.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible. That is the mantra I live by. Anything is possible. Will I get to put my penis in Megan Thee Stallion? Anything is possible.
Technically, you have a chance.
Technically, in the world we live in, I have a chance.
In January of 1968, Stefan self-published a short booklet called My Encounter with the UFO. He originally wrote it in Polish, and a friend translated it into English. It was only about 40 pages, but it laid out everything from the trip to Falcon Lake to the moment the craft blasted him. He sold it by mail and through a few local bookstores and some UFO clubs.
More of a pamphlet, wouldn't you say, Mike? More than a book.
A short story, a novella type. 40 pages, that's small.
It's a pamphlet. Yeah,
What did we read? Most Dangerous Game. What was that, like 40 pages, 50?
that's a pamphlet.
Yeah. One sit reading. One
Absolutely.
shit reading. Really.
Absolutely.
When you're sitting on the toilet, that's a one shit reading.
Absolutely. Do we think the aliens somehow came back and when he was sleeping to retrieve something from him? Maybe they repressed his memory when this happened. Like he thought that's the last thing he remembered is the ship flying away and like time loss memory type thing. He actually was in the craft. Maybe there was an anal probe. Maybe something happened and they pitched him out and flew away. Some memory loss.
Everything in the ship was just lost. He didn't
remember it. Yeah. Or maybe he was starting to remember it, and they came back and shined him up a little bit because he was starting to remember it. I don't know. We talked about aliens revisiting before and with implants and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Maybe they came back. Maybe they didn't.
Yeah.
That spring, Stefan was invited down to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. They wanted him to be evaluated by a specialist in radiation exposure and psychosomatic injuries, Dr. C.M. Otway, a psychiatrist with experience in both military and civilian medicine.
Speaking of Mayo Clinic, I recently bought the Duke's mayonnaise that's supposedly so much better than Hellman's. That's pretty good. I may have been converted.
I think I bought
Dukes.
it recently. Not recently, but like in the last 5 years maybe.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine.
That's good. It's a little bit more tart, I believe, than Hellman's. Just
I'm not
a
as big of a
tad.
mayonnaise guy as you guys are.
Yeah.
I enjoy mayonnaise. Like it's fine, but I don't know if it didn't blow me away. Like they were like, oh, it's the best mayonnaise.
Yeah, a lot of those
fine.
fancy people tell you, oh, Hellman's.
Good Hellman's
Gotta get
mayonnaise.
Duke's. Gotta get Duke's. Gotta get Duke's.
Man,
It's pretty good.
Keeping it stripped down and simple is the best way to go.
So I'm a fan. I'm with you. I don't know that it's that much better than my classic Hellman's, but it's pretty good.
But if it's there and it's good to use.
I ate a couple ham sandwiches with the Dukes.
Yeah.
BLTs with the Dukes. It was good. Big fan. I agree.
You had
It's
a ham
good.
sandwich like Stefan here.
Yes, I did.
Did you have a hard-boiled egg with it
No,
and
I
some
did
instant
not.
coffee?
No, I did. Yeah,
That really is a fucking man's lunch. That's
And then a cigarette after.
Because like that hard-boiled egg, he didn't have salt to put on it. He's just fucking eating a hard-boiled egg, just raw dogging it. That's a man's lunch.
So Owe did a full psychological workup. He spent several sessions with Stefan and ultimately concluded that he showed no signs of mental illness. He said Stefan was clear-headed, intelligent, and not exaggerating or fishing for sympathy. But when it came to the set of second burn marks, the grid-shaped ones that reappeared in November, Otway was skeptical. In his report, Otway called the injuries, quote, obviously fictitious. That's the medical way of saying that they were self-inflicted. Maybe not on purpose, but somehow created by Stefan himself. Otway didn't want to fully accuse him of hoaxing. So he suggested that it could have been caused by stress, trauma, something else, but he's saying he fucking hoaxed it,
I don't believe this. This is not the kind of guy that's doing that. Like he would have to have been love the limelight so much, and as it started dying off, he's like, I got to jumpstart this again, right? So I got to make it look like something happened again. It just doesn't fit the profile. And from what I've read, he said till the day he died, it was the worst thing he ever did, and he wished he would have never said a word to anyone about any of this.
Did he say that after he wrote the book?
Yeah, well, yes.
I'm trying to save my thoughts for the end, but we keep teasing it.
Yeah, I'm going to save my thoughts for the very end.
Fair enough.
Then in late 1968, Stefan revealed one more thing. He told a local investigator he had gone back to the landing site again and found a small chunk of metal half burned into the moss. He said it looked like a casting fragment, melted, rough, and kind of shiny in a weird way. So he turned it over. The sample went to Dr. Peter Millman, a senior astronomer and science advisor with Canada's National Research Council. Millman sent it out for lab testing, and what came back was kind of a mixed bag. The metal was mostly pure silver, about 94 to 95%, with small traces of copper and cadmium. There was nothing exotic about it, but it had been coated in a substance containing radium-226. In this case, the metal looked like it had been smeared or dipped in the stuff after it was made. Millman's conclusion was the sample had been, quote, doctored. The RCMP eventually closed the case without any formal resolution. The Canadian military labeled it unexplained and filed it away. Years later, when the Department of National Defense declassified the file, it was over 300 pages long. It included Stefan's sketches, RCMP pictures of his injuries, radiation readings, soil and metal analysis, and back and forth memos between military offices. This was taken very seriously by people because Stefan, he's not a guy that was just like, oh, I saw some lights and they abducted me. Like, he had the burn marks to prove it.
He's a credible witness.
Right. And, well, I'll save it. So that's just kind of where it was left for Stefan. He didn't do like a bunch of interviews or anything. Like, he wasn't like Betty Hill and like hit the UFO circuit or anything. You know? He just kind of quietly passed away in October of 1999 at 83 years old. His son, Stan, has continued to speak publicly about the Falcon Lake incident. In interviews, Stan has always stood by his dad's story, saying, quote, if he hoaxed it right on the spot and suffered the consequences immediately. Stan later co-wrote a book with Canadian UFO researcher Chris Rakowski called When They Appeared, Falcon Lake, 1967, The Inside Story of a Close Encounter. It's got a lot of, just from the family's point of view, stuff like that. There's also a really good lecture on YouTube at the University of Manitoba. That's really good. If anybody wants to be like an extra nerd and get into it, the story, like they get really into like the science of all the findings.
Maybe if you watch that and write Ian a 25-page essay, he'll let you join MUFON as his lieutenant.
Maybe with a cover letter.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's got to be signed by 2 current members in good standing of MUFON.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To this day, the shirt Stefan was wearing during the encounter is on display at the University of Manitoba archives, along with the full 300-page case file. All these years later, it's still not clear exactly what happened to Stefan. I think that based on Stefan's, like, who he is, what he survived, and what he did, it makes him a very credible person.
Yeah.
And it makes it hard to think that he's hoaxing, even though I do think that he's hoaxing. You know what I mean?
Think so?
I think the original incident happened, his initial story, and he got blasted. I think afterwards there was some hoaxing involved. For what purpose, I don't know exactly.
The CBC called this the most credible UFO story in Canadian history.
I agree. I think that the initial incident, definitely something happened.
What do you think happened?
I don't
Military test stuff? Weather balloon?
Not a weather balloon.
UFO?
Weather balloons are not known to attack like this thing kind of did.
Maybe it was at an angle and they pulled that hot air to take them up and it burned them.
So 1967, right?
Yep.
UFO, I guess, right? I don't think we would have had anything like that then. You know what I mean? Like how 90s UFOs, probably a lot of that's drone testing.
Seems early for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Something happened to him. I think he was 100% telling the truth about that incident.
You think a guy like that who through the rest of his life wished he never said anything, like hoaxed it and tried to like coaxed phase 2 to try to bring more of this upon himself?
I think that's what Ian said, right?
That's what I mean. Why? Like why though?
That's the answer. I can't figure out why he would do that.
Was it maybe to? I'll be honest. Until Ian said that, I thought this. Initially reading the story, I was like, "This is true," and then he wrote a book, and I was like, "Nope, this guy's faking this whole thing."
Pamphlet.
Plus, there's the whole gimmick of the radium and the rock. Like he faked this. Then Ian said maybe the original happened, and then this guy went back and faked the second half. Maybe he was just like, if my life's ruined, I'm going to try to make some money out of this. I'm going to try to get something out of this because I hate everything that's happened to me. Let's milk it for what I can.
Or was he playing it off and he really did like the limelight and all the attention he got after, and he's like, I need to make this keep going. I'm going to tell people publicly I hate it, but
Yeah.
in reality, I like when people talk to me. I like being this guy, and so I'm going to bring the attention back around, and I'm going to burn my stomach. I'm going to burn my tummy again.
It's certainly playing the long game, though, right? Because he went silent for a while, or maybe 6 months, right? It wasn't that long. But the initial burns were not consistent with the second set, right? The second set looked more fake.
Yeah.
Why not do if you fake the whole thing, why not do the same thing you did the initial time to make it look more gimmicky?
It's fair.
Now I'm arguing for things that I didn't even believe at the start of the show, but that's why I like doing this.
It just seems out of character.
Yeah.
When I read your notes, Ian, for 90% of the notes, I believed that this was a real story. And then we got to the end and I was like, I wanted to believe this, and now I don't. At least the second half.
Yeah.
At least the second half. Maybe this guy was playing the long game, like Dave, you brought up.
To write a 40-page pamphlet in Polish
and not get much money. You're not getting
on
much. But that's what makes me believe more than what Ian said is like maybe that was like his last ditch effort to be like, if I'm already in this situation, I didn't want it. Let me get something out of this. Let my kids get something out of this.
Let's see what. So this happened in '67. Let's see what year the Betty Hill book came out.
Speaking of Betty Hill, what do you think about Demi Moore playing Betty Hill in the upcoming movie?
I would say that it certainly makes the story more believable now in my mind.
Is that right?
Well, I'll believe anything Demi Moore does.
So The Interrupted Journey was published in 1966, the year before this happened. I don't think that changes his initial encounter. He could have seen how well The Interrupted Journey sold and been like, okay, maybe I can dabble in this too. Maybe, I don't know, but I do 100% believe his first encounter. I think he saw something.
I would agree.
His first encounter seems very legitimate. After that, I don't believe it.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know how to make sense of it necessarily unless, to me, I go back to he was just trying to make some money off of a situation he didn't want to be in. But he's like, well, people want to know the story. Here's a story, and let's add a little spice to it.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he felt like he let the time window go. He really didn't profit off of it or anything. So he said, you know what? I'm going to write a book on this. I'm going to bring this back into the spotlight. Let me burn my tummy again. And
somebody got into his head, maybe like an agent or something, perhaps, and said, hey, we can do this. We can bring it back into the spotlight. You write a book.
We need more press, though. So you got to get yourself back into the news.
Which
cycle.
would make perfect sense. In like a today day and age. Like somebody gets in your head and says, you have a great story. Here's how we make it relevant again.
Yeah, that's pretty believable. All right. I'm with you guys.
This is the first ever half true, half we don't believe story.
Well, I think Terry Lovelace, the one UFO abductee that we talked about a couple years ago, I believed his initial encounter, and then I think he did the same thing. Kind of.
That's right.
Did we all
Yeah.
think that at the time? I don't remember that story very well.
He wrote additional books like, oh, wait, there's more. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Betty Andreessen did the same thing. I believe her initial encounter and then everything after kind of just went off the rails.
Look, maybe he didn't feel like he got his just due when this happened to him, and he rationalized and justified it to himself that if I got a hoax part 2 here to get what's owed to me, fuck it, I don't care.
I didn't
Then I'll
want
do
the
that.
media attention, but now here it is.
Yeah.
Why don't I get a payday out of it?
Yeah.
I could see
I'm
that.
not sure I fault you for that.
But especially if you have someone in your head,
Sure.
saying, but here's how we sell the book, which nowadays is exactly how that kind of stuff works. Why should we not think it didn't happen back then? And I'm not saying I fault him either. I'm just saying,
No.
do we believe the story or not? Fucking pussy. Well, I'm just saying, I'm still alive. He's not. So
No.
who's tougher?
You win.
Who's tougher?
You are, obviously. You and your 2-hour Denny's holiday for draft dodging.
He lives till 83. I ain't seeing 83, folks. Come on. With all those McDoubles.
Something about that human voice thing still creeps me out. When I try to think of his, because I do think that he saw something alien, something or non-human.
But you don't
intelligence.
think it could be a military thing?
I don't think so. For 67, I don't think so.
Even
he
if it
said
was,
it just
even if it was
disappeared.
US?
That it just shot into the sky and disappeared.
Yeah.
And the other one just hovered the whole time. It was just sitting there, like just silently, like a low hum, just chilling.
It's out of this world. I wasn't making a joke. I believe that.
Well, it was out of this world.
Yeah, exactly.
They
was
probably
like,
went back,
deuces.
went back to the ocean, wherever.
Probably did.
Went up and then just, but like Winnipeg, that's the middle of the continent, right?
What's up there? Lake Hudson? Hudson Bay. That's
Or
where
are
it
they,
went.
but are they just going to the ocean? Or are they going in Lake Hudson? And does Lake Hudson go deep enough? that
Hudson Bay.
Hudson Bay, does it go deep enough that it goes all the way to the ocean?
Oh.
Do they have their own tunnels?
That's a
Next
whole
thing you
other
know,
thing.
It's in the Pacific up in Vancouver.
You've opened up a can of worms now.
And is that UFO the reason why a Canadian team has not won the Stanley Cup since 1993? I would like to know.
Yeah, that's probably it.
We'll get to some recent UFO shit on one of the OTs coming up, but yeah, I'm fully on board with the water theory. I don't think that
you
there's
what.
anything space related. I don't even know that there's anything interdimensional related anymore. I think that it might just all be a water thing. Like I'm almost fully there.
You don't even think they start in
I don't
space?
think so. I think they're here. I really, and
That's
I kind
fucking terrifying, man.
kind of sound crazy saying that, but I think it is.
When you first told the story of that, it blew my fucking mind. And I was like, that almost makes sense.
But now every confirmed UFO thing from the military, almost all of them, I think, involve water to some degree.
We're on to them. Or do they want us to be on to that?
I don't think they care.
Well, maybe they're like, oh, these fucks think we're in the ocean. Go ahead, send one down and then
what
have
happens.
it shoot up. And then we'll fucking just,
Get the Titan Sub 2 going down there to investigate that shit. Come on. I need some more memes.
Yeah. I don't know. That's fucking like what happens on the day, if this is all true, that they just decide to come up.
We die.
Yeah.
well, that's it. That's it.
Huh? Could be worse.
Like we're sitting here shooting off things into space, SETI, whatever, sending out signals, looking for life out there. Maybe there isn't any need for that.
And they know. They're like, oh, look at these motherfuckers. They're looking up. We're going to get them backdoor.
They'll send up like the Leo DiCaprio meme with him laughing. It's under the water the whole time. Dumb fucks. Well, we kind of solved it.
Yeah.
Not really.
I'm surprised we all came to agreement on that, though. Some to an extent.
Yeah, to an extent. It's likely.
It was taken really, really serious the initial encounter was taken very
As
serious.
it should be, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I believed all of the story until the very end when you're like, you started writing books and there was the fake radium found. And I'm like, well, this is a little gimmicky now.
Yeah, the radium's kind of.
I mean, the guy said he could see the brush strokes on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's a classic. It had. I saw it in the lecture by that UFO researcher that co-wrote the book with his son. He said there's more evidence with this one, like credible evidence, than Roswell or any other one. And I think that's true. Like the initial incident and all the communications back and forth with the United States military, Canada, like, it's
certainly points to something.
Yeah, it's very well documented. But cool coin, another one that I wish I could have. They're very expensive.
How much do those go for?
Like $500 or something.
Canadian? That's like $3.
No, they're like, remember we looked at the one, they're like a silver bar, and then if you shine a light on it, it changes.
Yeah.
They're cool.
All right. Well, good story.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't appreciate the number of times you called this war hero a fucking pussy, Mike. But maybe you should work on that.
Did not do that.
Go to confession. Talk to your priest.
That is a sound clip that was used out of context. I just want everyone to know that. But I would like to know what we have on Patreon.
Well, let me tell you then. Thank you to new patrons: Ben Morgan, Tracy Beulah, Joshua Banks, Zachary Cole Hager, Chris, Jamie Zenz, Amy Reagan, Quetzal 13, Angela Tapley, Tiffany Hopner, John Zeidman, Zachary Bonstetter, Zachary Bonstetter, Tante 1312, Jones Stillshots Photography, Jade Fox, Cabri Wilson, Catherine Morrison, Tiffany Stonchek, McSniff, Casey Anthony's Dumpy Dump.
Yeah.
Let's go, McSniff. Maddie Myers, and Amity and Luke's Adventures. Thank you, new patrons. Welcome aboard.
Ian, what do you got for us?
On Patreon, we just did Ursula and Sabina Erickson.
That's a weird one.
That's fucked up story.
I know.
Really weird.
And that's a bonus episode for all the tiers, except for the $1 tier. Very weird story.
Very weird. Check it out.
Before I ask if you guys have anything else left, we're once again sponsoring that old wrestling show.
Yeah.
We do every year. Good fun time. It's going to be Friday, the 13th of June.
What?
At the Beachland Ballroom,
Cleveland, Ohio. It's
so much fun. Those shows are so goddamn fun.
Looks like a murder mystery show this year, huh?
Because it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
They're going to do a little murder mystery show, which is very intriguing to true crime enthusiasts. Also this year, they're going to do an after party at the bar / venue where the show is. We'll be there. There'll be some wrestlers there.
Are they going to keep the kitchen open?
I don't know. I don't know what the Beachland Ballroom's policy is on that.
Because I get that spicy chicken sandwich.
Well, you get that spicy chicken sandwich early in the night.
But if we're doing an after party, I might need a second one. Later.
You do love their spicy chicken sandwich.
It's good.
Yeah.
They have good food there.
Even when you were on like your diet, you were breaking it for that spicy chicken sandwich.
Yeah. I'll take my chances.
Yeah. So we've been posting the links, but we'll post them some more. It's Old Wrestling, OLDE Wrestling. And
huzzah!
We're one of the sponsors this year, as we've been the last few years. Just Brew Coffee, also a sponsor.
Yep.
June 13th, Friday the 13th, a murder mystery wrestling show. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, it's so much fucking
It's a
fun.
lot of fun.
It's really fun. I've had a few people message, I think it was me, maybe it was one of our accounts, I can't remember, from out of state saying like, should we buy tickets ahead of time or should we show up at the door and buy them?
Don't
So
do
there are
that.
people interested
Cool.
coming from out
Might
of state.
sell out. Buy them ahead of time.
Yeah. You're always better
Yeah.
buying them ahead of time. You probably save a couple bucks too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good time. Really good time. And we'll be there. We'll hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually after the shows, we hang out with some listeners, have some drinks.
You gonna let Declan come this year?
No,
Okay.
no, it'll embarrass us. So, anyways,
A good time will be had by all.
fuck yeah. It's a really good time. All right. Anything else? We good?
All good.
I'm good.
We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Necronomopod, Patreon.com/Necronomopod, Amazon.com, search Necronomopod for all of our merch, and Necronomopod.com.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.